get your brushes, go get your paint. This is how you do it, the Shoshie way. I'm gonna teach you, be ready to learn. 'Cause when I'm done, it's your turn. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hey guys, we are live. It's Shoshie from Shoshie's Minis and welcome. It is Friday and it is the last Friday before Adepticon. I will be gone next Wednesday. We'll be streaming Monday, so I will be back Monday. But hello, and Lamunis is here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be painting the last bard today, which is the Kingdom Death Mini. You'll be able to see. And I think I'm going to try to use some of my new Chimera paints because I just got those yesterday. We did a sneaky stream. Some of you guys were able to see. So I'm going to try them because they're very pigmented and they're very, very fun to mix. So you'll get to see some of that happen, hopefully. Let's take a look and see here. Yeah, I think I'll be able to do it because look, my Thankfully, my palette is not being super, yeah, let's paint something. Hey, Steve. So these are my Chimera paints. You guys might have seen me paint with them yesterday if you caught the sneaky stream. I'm so stoked about them. They are super, super, super pigmented. It's like getting, oh my gosh, it's like painting with watercolors all over again. You need to contact Scale 75 and Chimera and let them know about a recaster store you found on AliExpress. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, man, that stinks. There's not a ton they can do about that, but we can all like not support those businesses. That's the only way to really do anything about it. Can I give advice about surface primer? I can. Shangani, or is it Shangoni? Tell me what you need. What are you, surface primer as in, what kind of surface primer? I only use one surface primer. I use Stynylrez by Badger, and it's awesome. I love it. All right, I just put a little bit of this Chimera Colors. This is the satin medium. You can see that. All the color names are on the sides of the bottle. So let's see. So here's the model. Here she is. She's a big model. We did get her booty all painted and covered up. So I told you guys I was gonna save and not paint on her, and I couldn't help it. I had to get that skin done because I wanted to get as much of her done as possible. And I've got a cup. Where's that little cup? I had a little cup of bits and things here they are. This is all her stuff. So I've got cat hair in there and everything. She's got a kind of a weird rig. So we got to put that together, and there's a lot to paint on her. She's a pretty involved model, so I wanted to get that started anyway. So I'm gonna put, so what kind of advice are you looking for, Shingani? I mean, I can give advice, but tell me what, I guess I don't know what you want to know. I advise you use it. Here's the white. Now this is something else. Listen, all of the Chimera colors come with a little shaker inside, which I love that. Oh, wait, the white, I'm gonna put that over here. These paints are a lot different in many ways from the Scale 75 paints. They're thinner, and so they don't last like, so I can put this amount of paint with the scale color and thin that out for forever, but this is already kind of thin. Hello, Lake Crasher. Agitator, yes, it is an agitator, like you. Okay, so I'm gonna put some blues and purples and pinks on my palette, because let's see here. That one is the phthalo blue red shade. I'm just gonna do the red shade because I don't wanna, there is a green shade as well. They're both phthalo blue, but they have a little bit different tint to them. I'm definitely gonna put some violet on my palette. Violet is very, very dark. It's almost black. When you look at it, can you tell which one is the black and which one is the violet? It's really tricky, so it's very pigmented. You can see how crazy pigmented these are. A little bit of the magenta. This is the only thing that is a bit of a downside, is because of the kind of messy person I am. I'm not good at keeping these things clean. Okay. There we go, and lots of blues. Let's see, we probably use some blues, a little bit of this yellow right here. This is warm yellow. The warm yellow is a little bit more transparent. We talked about that yesterday. All right, so that's my palette, and yeah, I think that's it. Maybe a little bit of ochre. I'll be doing a non-metallic metal on her, I believe. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'm gonna use non-metallic metal. And that's it. So let me go ahead and put that back in the box. You use GW sprays, but it's too thick and it will cover some of the details. Okay, so take a look at me right now. Here, I'm gonna do this overhead, or not overhead. So let's just pretend this is a GW spray, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your model and you're gonna hold your can right about here, and you're gonna spray from this distance. And you're just gonna get a little dusting of primer on your model. And that will be enough to get the paint to stick. And then you can hold it like this and get the top and spray it a little longer, but you really, if you wanna you don't really have to prime models till they're coated. Because a lot of times what happens, you spray it, not only does it cover up all the details, but it also will be really slick depending on the primer you use. So just hold it at arm's length, you know, and I'm holding it here. And then if you need to switch colors to go to white, you're gonna do the same thing. And you can angle it however you need it. But that's how I would do it if you have a rattle can. If you have an airbrush, it's completely different. You can do a lot more with an airbrush because the spray is so much finer. But even with an airbrush, you don't need to completely 100% coat it. I hope that helps you. Stynylrez Res Primer, take a look at that. I think I've got a link to it in my profile down on my Amazon. Shoshie recommends. It's down below. And give it a try because it works so great. Super Sarah! Mad love, Super Sarah. Thank you so much for the subscription. First subscriber of the day. Let's write your name down here. So I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was the last time I streamed, I hinted around at doing something secret where I'm definitely gonna plan for something secret. Anybody is gonna be able to get in on this. It'll pretty much be announced to my Twitch viewers though. So it'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. It will be implemented though after I get back from Adepticon. And then also, something that I can tell my subscribers now is that I'm very soon going to be having, how do I do this? You know what, I don't think I can do this. I was gonna do subscriber only videos, but I don't think you can do it through Twitch without like Patreon or something like that. And I don't wanna do Patreon. So I will do some paint-alongs, but what I might do is make my VODs subscriber only. So if you want access to the VODs so that you can watch them after we do the painting-alongs, then those will be subscriber only. And then eventually those will be uploaded to YouTube so everyone can get a hold of them. So that's something cool. Get a cheapo $20 airbrush and a cheap compressor year-round priming. You know, that is amazing advice. I'm going to give Ann Lamuna some points for that because that is I would recommend that as well. Plus, if you break it, you know, you're out $20. You know, they really are, and you can learn a lot from that. Hey, Holtz Transistor, how are you? I will gift NG. There we go. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Why? Why didn't it work? All right, give me a second here. Sometimes Twitch is weird. It's still not working. I don't know why. Maybe my bot has something to do with it. I don't know. All right, well, we'll figure that out. Maybe it's /gift. Probably not. I thought it was exclamation point. I'm gonna remember to do it like this, gift. I'll remember it later that way. You don't need to give points. I do, I like to. It makes me feel good. All right, here we go. We got her all ready to paint up. We've got a little bit of OSL started on her sleeve. I sketched that. We've got a little bit of her lantern going. Now I've got my reference right here. I printed it out. There she is. And I'm gonna look at this. And so let's see. Okay, so let's pick an area to paint and get it to like the point where it looks amazing. So I think that's how I'm gonna approach this, because this is a big model. So with bigger models, sometimes it's tempting for me to go like all over the place and everything, but then I never feel like I'm ever getting the thing done. And then I'm going back over old spots and I don't feel like I'm ever finishing things. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to look for my 2 flesh colors that I had out. Maybe I might have to mix a flesh color, huh? All right, this one is the golden flesh. That's from scale 75. I know I had a light flesh as well. I gotta look for it though. That's the red. I love it when I can't find my stuff. I'm not an organized person. You guys already know this about me. All right, I got those. Here's white. We can maybe mix it. It shouldn't be too hard. Put some scale white here, because I want to show you the difference right now. This is the Chimera. Look how it's already kind of flattened out. It's kind of flattened. This is the heavy body acrylic, and you can see it's like very 3D. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh, the subscription. Okay, we're gonna have fun writing this one down. Oh, I forgot to write Super Sarah down. First I'll write her. Super Sarah, 14 months. 13. You guys, thank you so much for your subscriptions. They do absolutely help me, and they do help the stream. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Woo! That's a good one. Thank you for that, for your Twitch Prime. That's true. You got it for scale modeling. Yeah, so exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm still searching for my color. I don't like it when my paints go missing. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mix the color that I want. So here's my brush. I wanna mix this very pale pinkish skin tone. Looks like I'm gonna need some of this rosy pink flesh here. There we go. Okay, ooh, that water's dirty. You can see how dirty that water is. That's okay, it will add flavor. All right, so I'm gonna start with this pink right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of white over to it. Pretty dang close already. More white. A little tiny bit of this stuff. There we go. That's it. That's the color I needed. Just gonna add a smidge more white. Easier for me to make it darker than it is to make it lighter later. Okay. Matte versus, oh, you're right. I just put, that was the medium. I don't know why it's so white. That's okay. I put that gloss medium in there, or the satin medium. You can ruin an airbrush, you can't ruin an airbrush, just keep it clean. Yeah, that's true. Well, you can ruin an airbrush. I've done it. I've done some stupid things. I won't show you right now though. Okay, so now this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going in here on my skin tone and I'm gonna just clean up the leg. Awesome, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that tip, Talagar. $5, thank you so much. This is the, we got an extra stream this week, so you guys got to see me a little bit more than in normal. Okay. Now her skin is fairly matte, so what I might do is just mix a little bit of this medium that came with my, I need to look at this real quick. For some reason this medium is kind of opaque. I'm not sure why. Is that the medium or is that the medium? That's the medium. No wonder it's so opaque. This is the white and I'm so silly. All right, that's fine. All right, I'm using a little bit of that satin medium now. And I'm just gonna put it over her skin here. That's great. Because I want her skin to look like skin. I don't want it to look all chalky and pasty. Good, good, good. Okay. Oops, there we go. Dirty water. This water is filthy. Now just medium. There we go. Oh, that worked great. Okay, this side. If you want to get my attention, make sure to put at Shoshie's Minis. This particular model I'm going to add just a smidge of magenta. I wish you guys could see my palette. This is one of those, there we go. I'm going to flip it around like this. Okay. You can ruin the fluid nozzle and several other bits internally if you are too forceful cleaning it. I ruined a couple airbrushes by putting on that little lever that pushes up against the press button. I put it on, I don't know, I put it on backwards or something like that. It wasn't pushing so everything was backwashing and I messed it up bad. Okay, so where's that? Here's a little magenta. Ooh, that is pigmented. Can you guys see this? Look at this. This is crazy pigmented. So I'm going to add a little bit of ochre to it to calm it down and a little bit of my skin tone color to it. That's better. And then just a smidge of this. Ah, that's perfect. Smidge of that blue. So I'm pretty much matching. Oh yeah, that's almost a perfect match. I have a little bit of I don't know if this is an ability or not, but I have an ability that I can carry color. I can take pretty much any color, look at it, and then I can mix it or match it almost exactly by memory. I don't know if that's something everyone can do because I just know that some people can add in their heads really easily. I can't, but gosh, I can carry color like nobody's business. I don't know why that's just not covering very well. There we go. All right, a little bit of this pink again to lip blend it in. That's good. I like it. I like it. Okay. So does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Is anybody getting hyped up for Adepticon? I'm going to be there. Oh, and check it out. I got my hair colored. You can see this lovely magenta. Colored my hair for you guys so you'll be able to find me at Adepticon. Now, I know for a fact there are going to be other girls there with crazy pink hair. Anna Hanabi is going to be there. She's got hair. She's got bright, like neon pink hair. Mine is more of the magenta purple persuasion. But this way, if you wanna find me, it'll be easier slightly anyway. All right, pulling that shadow around the corner. I'm way off cam. Let me try doing that. There we go. It's funny. There we go. Looks good. I'm just doing all of the parts of the leg because when I go in to paint the boot, the leg will be all perfect already. Okay. Let me take a look at chat. I see someone. Hey Maharoon, how are you doing? And then the Laylee is here. Hello. Welcome. We're working on this last bard. She's kind of a crazy character. She's got like a little bit crazy eyes. Okay. I'm gonna put my paper towel in here because you guys need to see how often I blot. Now, I think I made a comment about this yesterday. The difference between the Scale 75 paints, one of the biggest differences is the other paints dry so fast, and the Scale 75 has nice because it has a little bit of a longer drying time. So it's, oh man, cat hair right there on her leg. That's the only downside to using paper towels is that you pick up the little pieces of lint and then you end up depositing them right on your knee. There, I got it off. Okay, pick my brush for hair. There we go. Richard, hello, how are you? Well, I'll need crazy eyes sometimes, yeah. Let's do a little bit of this purple over here and just glaze it. Here we go. It dries kind of fast on my palette too. Let me look at this here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of, I've got a squeeze bottle here. Sometimes I'll just pick this up and just give it, oopsie. Give it a squirt of water underneath because I don't want pools of water on top, but I do want it underneath to be fairly dry because all this wrinkling, dang it, stuck my finger in the black. All right, good. We're set now. You also just dyed your hair bright red. Cool. See, I knew, you know, it's funny because you think you're going to go to these gaming conventions and stand out, and then every girl and their mom has colored hair, right? All right, so I'm looking at this blue. I'm going to mix my blue here. There's my phthalo. I need a little bit of black. There we go. That's pretty much my color right there. It's almost like a Prussian blue. And it's beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so I'm gonna go in here. A little bit of white, just a smidge. Yeah, that's perfect right there. Just that amount of white. Been red dyed for years. Oh, nice. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit more white because it's just, so this is, so you can see you really have to desaturate some of your Chimera colors because they are so pigmented. I'm gonna add a little bit of this pink to it. That should desaturate a little bit. Actually, it did really well. Okay. So now I can go in and paint these highlights, and what I'll do, that's perfect actually. Don't need to do much of anything now. Thank you for the bits. Oh my gosh, Cinderfall TV, thank you so much. It has been a while. Oh, I really appreciate that, love. Cinderfall, give some hype. That's awesome. So I've got the lighter color here, and then what I'll end up doing, I'm just gonna sketch out where my highlights are. And then we'll glaze over them to tone it down with a little bit of this blue. Ooh, no. More blue, not the other color. There we go. There. That's almost perfect. Oh my gosh, I love it. Do her ankle right there. There we go. Ah, love it. Okay, same thing on this side. That looks much better than a little bit of an ankle ball there. Good. All right, next part of the shoes. You gotta make sure that this is pretty well blacked in for the base color. So that way when we put the blue on top, it will be dark enough to give us a little outline. Notice the size brush I'm using. I'm using a 2. It not only helps me paint faster, but the point is really sharp. It's a Winsor Newton. Okay, hopefully you can see me do this. There we go. Good. Now I can go paint in some of these directions. I'm being very finicky because this model is going to be for sale and I want it to look really nice. Do a little bit of this purpley color back here. There we go. Ooh. Around the beginning of my stream, it was really quiet in your office, and it sounded like the roof was shaking. Oh my gosh! Did you have an earthquake? What paint set is this? Yuli, this is the Chimera set from the Chimera Colors set from Chimera Models. And I'm really excited about this set because it's new, it's brand new out. It's really different. I'm also mixing a few Scale 75 paints in here with it from the new artist line from them. But yeah. Okay. That leg looks pretty good. I need to go back and block out some of the black. There we go. This stream is a little bit more like kind of watching me learn my paints and a little less educational because I've never done these paints before. So it's much, I can't really train others. I mean, I can show you what I'm doing, but I can't really tell you why yet on everything. Okay. Some of it is just me figuring it out as I go. All right, that, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm gonna take this out for a second because all of this leg in the back here, it looks like kind of jacked up. Let's see if I can, ooh. I need to mix more paints. Give me 1 second. There's hardly any right there. So a little bit of this color, a little bit of this blue. There we go. I missed your earlier question, Amber, and I did. Hold on, let me take a peek up there. Evening, having tried the Chimera, the Scale 75 Artists, and the regular scale, which, if any, do you prefer? It's too early to say. It's too early to say. Sorry about that. I can't tell you yet. I just got these Chimera, and I'm still kind of working with them. And I can tell you right now, it probably won't be a preference thing. It probably will be a they're all like different, and so you know, you can use them all together. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using them all together, and right now I'm just deciding what I think about the Chimera. I definitely love the colors, and I like the opacity and the flatness. But it's too early to pick a favorite or preference. Sometimes you just get into a flow with a paint, and you know, that ends up being your preference. Does that make sense? Okay, so trying to get in here with this little leg part. I'm just gonna go for it and clean it up later. There we go. Like, if you're trying to figure out which one you should buy, I can't really tell you that either. I mean, because so far they're very right now they're very compatible with each other, and I think that's the point, is both of them are supposed to be used with your regular paints. They're both there to enhance your painting experience, and you know, and give you a little bit more color choices to work with, help train you, right? All right, that looks good. I think I just need now the black to go back and clean up. I mean, if you were to say, what's your preference between Vallejo and Citadel and Scale 75, right? And you're using all of them. I mean, if you just got them that day, you would have a hard time saying, well, I prefer this already. Give me about a month. Ask me that again. Maybe I'll have a preference then. You know, it's funny because when I first started using Scale 75, I was going from using P3 all the time. That was my first main paint, was P3. And now I'm hardly using P3 at all. So I would say, you know, sometimes paints have a learning curve, right? Okay, now I'm ready to paint the silver parts of the metallic with the very, let's see, I'm going to use a little bit of white here. Try to twirl that brush a little bit, get a better point. You hate the Citadel pop paints, wasteful and unstable on the table. Yeah, I don't like them for that reason either. I don't like the price point either. So let's also talk about that. So the Citadel, not the Citadel, the Chimera paints for me, there was $63 for a box. Let's see how many come in a box. There's 20 milliliters in a pot. And you're given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pots, right? 14, somebody help me math. 14 goes into 60, let's make it 64 euro. Somebody want to help me? Yeah, there's 30 milliliters, that's the thing, there's 30 milliliters in a pot. That's a lot more than in the Scale 75 bottles. There are also individual paints in sets that you prefer. Exactly. Like Army Painter yellows are pretty yuck. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not buying any more paint, Spears says. I have loads, including this full Scale 75 set. I learn to use what I have rather than I keep. Yeah, exactly. So $4.50 per about. That's a lot, but considering the quality, you always get what you pay for. So don't compare. I would compare the Chimera price to the Scale artist colors. Don't compare these artist colors to your regular, you know, gaming paints, because they're not comparable. They're not the same thing. It's like, how do I describe this? So, like, it's the difference between real maple syrup and maple flavored, right? Maybe that's not a good analogy, but like, okay, so a bottle of Reaper might be maple flavored, whereas, and it's still really good tasting, right? It does the job, it makes your pancakes yummy, but the difference is, like, I need maybe like 2 tablespoons of the maple flavored stuff to equal like 1 teaspoon of the pure maple syrup, right? My Canadians are gonna know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Canadian syrup versus American syrup, which is just corn syrup with maple flavoring. Exactly. So they also said that the price for the next release will be more expensive, 10 euro extra. I wonder why. Do you know why they said that? I'm glad I got these when I did then. That's a shame. Maybe they found that their costs went up for some reason. Sometimes businesses have to adjust stuff because they realize they're losing money. Or maybe that's like the intro price that they were offering. Okay, I'm just trying to put in some of my little reflections here. Got a little white shining bit on her toe here. The first 200 sets were cheaper because they were new. Did you read about the $20 million Canadian maple black market rust? Yes, I did. So apparently there was a Canadian like black market bust. They were shipping it illegally, and I think there was a heist, right? There was a whole heist. Okay, I'm just trying to get, okay, now I'm gonna use some of this blue over here. Let's see, a little bit of black. That looks good. There's so many teeny little details here. I'm just gonna try to white line some of my little details. So they were also, they were also pure pigment, which you've heard is more expensive to produce. Yes, they are. Yeah. That was a sticky situation. So something that I'm not sure how to deal with. So I'm noticing, you can see it happening right here. These dry really fast. Now it does look like I'm able to reconstitute it a little bit on my palette, so they're not 100% dry. But the Chimera dry fast, which I like. One of the things I like about the scale color ones is that they're a little bit slower, a little bit longer drying time. But again, they're not pure pigments because they do have, and maybe that's why they dry so fast, is because they're pure pigments. They have no medium or anything to keep them slow down the drying process, I bet. Let's choose a little blue right here on the edge. That looks kind of almost metallic-y. Right? I did have some metal here. I forgot that I did that. I should go back and paint that over again here. I like that actually. Do a little bit more white. I don't hate that at all. I like that actually. Okay, remember to do Add Shoshie's Minis. Get my attention. That looks like metal. They've had a similar bust for fake extra virgin olive oil in Italy. Apparently now the most profitable line for the Mafia. Wow. Yeah. Ah. Rack 14, thank you for the subscription for your 2 months. Let's write your name down. That is awesome. You caught it. You caught two. Just remember that I am online Fridays and Mondays, so it is a good time to catch me about this time. Okay, let's write down. Ragnarok 14. Thank you so much. What's the instrument is? Oh, so what instrument is she playing? It's a Kingdom Death instrument, and it's alive. It's a beast. I'm going to show you guys this picture, and you can get some. You can infer your own ideas, but it's a dirty, dirty instrument. It's a very dirty flute. Whose streams will I be missing next week? Which streams will you be missing? Wednesday and Friday. So I'll be back Monday. Hopefully I'll be able to recover in time to, and I'll be streaming back again on both these next Mondays. I'll be here. Hopefully. All right. Now, so again with the weirdness on this. Okay, I don't want to jump around. I keep wanting to paint other stuff, but I want to keep on this part of her foot. There we go. That looks good. I like that. Do another one right here. You'll be driving while I'm streaming? Okay, that's okay. How far are you driving it in Lemonus? I know you're coming from far away, right? I'm only 2.5 hours away from Adepticon. It's the closest. Actually, no, Gen Con is closer. But it's the closest convention after Gen Con. All right, I'm kind of trying to move a little bit quickly with my brush because sometimes when I just go for it, I actually paint better than if I carefully try to pick at it, right? Does that make sense? A little bit of white. And that little bit of a foot diamond thing, I'm not sure what this is, but it looks good. Dun -dun. All right. Now, a little bit of white. Contrast, contrast, contrast. Not bad. Not bad for a couple of feet. It's going to be a very boring week next week as most of your favorite streamers are going to Adepticon. I'm hoping, and now I won't be able to stream, but pay attention to my other social media because I always say that I want to do this, but I always forget to do this sometimes. But I'm going to hopefully post up some content for people to watch so that you'll at least be able to experience some of the convention even though you're not there yourself. So let's see, I need sort of a brownish color. I'm going to add a little yellow, little blue, little red. See, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to mix all these three together to make that brownish color. Mix more blue into it. Now we got kind of a dirty blue, very dirty blue. Going to a local painting competition judged by Eric Swinson. Oh, that's cool. That should be fun, huh? Oh, I like that. That actually makes it interesting. That dirty blue gave me some shadows. I like. All right, this whole bottom half of her dress has some of that shadows on it. And some back here as well. Do a little white for these blings of metallic. I'm surprised Eric Swinson's not going to Adepticon. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. All right, she's got little bows. They're pretty dark. I'm going to make them this. Actually, I'm going to embellish those. A little bit of pink to cut in here and fix up her leg. There we go. And now back to that, like, kind of. Ooh, that had the yellow in it. I don't want that. Gotta mix up that bluish gray color for the flesh. This is why when you're using any kind of paints that you have to mix a lot of like this, you have to remember what colors you know you get. It's a lot of practice. So it takes a long time to learn, like, okay, if I've got yellow in there, that's gonna mess up my palette. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of this black underneath here, just underline it. A little bit of a drop shadow, and I don't know why it's, here we go, that's better. Ooh, that looks good. That looks pretty good too. Just check to see if it was able to travel to Adepticon. You'd have to travel for 16 hours. Ouch. That's pretty far. Are you out west, Richard? Okay, just a little bit of this pink and a little bit of this mauve color I'm going to put in between. It's perfect. Oh, that looks good. All right, we're working our way up the legs. Now a little bit of this blue here. That looks good. I'm just following the artwork here. She's got lots of colors. We're getting some good contrast though. Okay, now I feel like I can jump to this beast thing. Now there's a lot of weird colors in this. A lot of bruised looking colors, so let's go back to this dirty brown color. I think this part here. That's supposed to be sort of orangey. Let's do a little magenta in there as well. Almost matching the artwork. Love your butt. Hey, Miss Half Damage, how's it going? So good to see everybody here today. I like seeing all the people, the regulars. Okay, a little bit of this color. I'm really trying to get this to be very close to this. So there's some flesh tones in here. This particular beast, this whatever this flute thing is that I'm painting, it would be a lot easier to paint if it was satin colors, because they would just mix together. So I'm going to add a little bit of this satin medium, I think, and see if that changes things up a little bit for me. A little purple. Maybe things will blend a little better. A little magenta. It's such a weird monster. A little bit of violet, just a smidge of violet. Oh yeah, that's better. It's almost like painting on a canvas at this point, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to my white. There we go. And it needs to be a little bit more desaturated. There we go. Trying to give it a little bit of the glow from the OSL. The satin medium does help it extend the drying time just a smidge. It's better. Much better. Let's do a little yellow on her leg down here. And I've already got yellows on her face. Laylee says, I got a question for you. For really dark skin tones, what would you shade with so the skin doesn't look ashy? I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's see. See if I can do this on this paper here. We can do, let's make a brown with our colors here. We've got magenta, blue, and yellow. There's a nice bright. Now I need a little black to make it darker. There we go. Okay, so there's my dark, maybe even a little bit more black to make it a little bit more umber. There's my dark skin tone, right? Okay, and to highlight it, I'm going to highlight it up with orange. So I don't know if I'll be able to mix it. I think I can mix an orange with these 3 primaries. Okay. I want the right color orange. Add a little bit of white. There we go. Boom. Yeah. I need to show you guys because this isn't working. Let's say this is our brown here. Add a little bit more black to that. Let's say this is a dark skin tone here. I'm going to start with my dark brown. It's already kind of highlighted because the other brown is lighter. Okay. Somebody please clip this because this is useful. I'm gonna use a little ochre in there. And a little bit more. There we go. I don't know, it's not quite dry yet, but I'm gonna make very small. Check out how small my highlight is. Because the darker your skin tone, the more reflective your skin tone is, right? Get a reference. Get a reference. There we go, that's a little bit more orange, less yellow. And then there's gonna be a tiny, very bright highlights, but they're gonna be very small. Because the skin is reflective, it's more reflective, it absorbs a lot more light. Does that make sense? I'm going back over my highlights now again. Let's try it again. Very small highlights. See? I hope that helps. And then I can go back over this with my brown again. I feel like it's there, that's better. Those highlights got a little big. A little tiny bit of purple in here and pink. You're gonna want to get a reference, Laylee. Always get a reference and look at it because there's as many dark skin tones as there are people. So everybody's skin can be a little different. So whatever you choose, you're gonna want to, adjust it based on that reference. That makes sense? There's a lot more oranges and stuff on darker skin tones. A lot of more oranges and greens and purples. I know it sounds crazy, but there's all those gorgeous skin tones in there. There's a purple, see? You see? You have the one, but the lady is really, really dark and you consider using a straight brown but doesn't quite match. Yeah, so yes, you're gonna always need to highlight it with some lighter orangey colors because really like brown is, if you lighten brown up, guess what it turns into? Well, that one turned into a flesh tone. Look at that. It has a lot more red in that one. Let me see if I missed something here. Oh, it's a time to stretch. Okay. I have several skin tone videos on my YouTube channel that you can check out. So you can, yeah, I hope that helps. Good. Okay, good. All right, it's time to stretch, guys. Get up. Put your arms back if you can. Oh, that feels good. Crackle, crackle. Oh. Time for a drink too. I have strawberry, it's strawberry pomegranate flavored water, I think is what it is. Or no, strawberry watermelon. Ooh, let's take a look at that skin tones link that Amberden just published. Oh, it's a book. Okay, well, I thought you were gonna post like a tutorial. There's so many tutorials. Let me find you guys a tutorial that I've been hyping lately. Ethnic Skin Tones by, hold on. Miniatures. There we go. Here it is. The Holy Grail for ethnic skin on minis. Beginner. So this one is a beginner friendly. Okay, I'm going to post this in the link here. And it is by Terry Latorco. I think that's how I say it. I love her, and it's a very, very, very simplified guide. Why am I not able to post my own links? Amberden, I'm going to whisper you this link. If you could post this for me for some reason. Twitch is being weird and not letting me post my own stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, oh yeah, Amberden just became a mod. All right. All right, I just realized this part dried very chalky. So I do not like that at all. So this is the downside to both of these paints. Both of the, they are chalky because they're both so flat. That goes for the scale 75 and the, both of them, really just it's better. Having the satin medium helps a lot. Okay. Let me look at this artwork here. I'm gonna do a little magenta around the edges of this eyeball. And a little tiny bit of white here. Ooh, there's a paragraph I need to read. Lucid Dreaming. Hello, Miss Shoshie. You've been agonizing over whether to keep your Kickstarter Scale 75 freestyle sled. And then you saw my Chimera. It doesn't seem right for me since I will be doing armies, like you said. I tend to lean towards wet blending and using minis as a wet palette. So I would stick with your Scale 75 if that's it, because Scale 75, I think it's a little bit, it doesn't dry as fast as the Chimera paints. And the Chimera paints are great, but they dry so fast it makes it a little difficult to wet blend, in my opinion. These are pretty cool, but yeah. So I would say, and I also think you're gonna get, you know, so when you're painting armies, you're not gonna wanna mix quite as much, right? Because you're painting armies, right? You're gonna want things to be similar. So that's another reason why I would stick with the Scale 75 paints. To be truly honest, I wouldn't even use the artist paints on the Scale 75. I would get the Scale 75 regular paints, because you'll over armies. You're gonna have more consistency. You're gonna have, yeah, that's the main thing. You're not gonna need a mix. All right, thank you, Richard. You have a great day too. Have a good night. How strong was the artist Scale 75 primary yellow? It was pretty strong. Where is it? This is a cold yellow. It's their primary yellow. So it was very pigmented. I can put that on there, but it's not going to be the right color for me for this model. Well, maybe it will be. Actually, I need to tone this. Here we go. I'm going to thin this down a lot. And then let's put some white on it. In the middle. There we go. So yeah, so let's see, let's add a little white to the scale. There we go. It's a different color because this is a cold yellow. But I like it. I mean, as far as quality, they both seem very high quality. See, those are almost the same. They are both expensive because you get what you pay for. They're not meant, I would say they're not meant for armies though. I mean, they're meant for display minis. That's my, I mean, you can paint them on armies, but you're gonna wanna use some paints that are a little easier to mix. I think I may order a set of the basic colors as I need a strong yellow with good coverage. I think the basic set and the flesh tone set, you can do a lot with just those, and if you happen to already have the chimeras, you're set. If you have the chimeras and those two sets, you can do anything because you'll have all the colors you need. Unless you need like a weird purple. Purples are hard to mix. As you can see, I'm mixing purples on this. This one is a little bit different though because it's weird. I feel like I need to paint this with such a strange model. I feel like I need to really paint this with satin paints. Let me go to my, for this one I'm gonna go to my Fantasy and Games set. They're already mixed. They're already satin. They're weird already. A little bit of the Arbuckle's brown. I got a little bit of that purple. Now these will last on your palette for a long time. Mentioned war colors. I never mentioned war colors. I know nothing about war colors. What I do know about them is they're just not very pigmented. And so for me, I never bothered with them because I don't know enough about them to say, oh yeah, I want those, because I want saturation. The kind of paints that I like are extremely saturated And everything I saw and read about watercolors was that they took like a many coats, like army painter. Again, I don't have any personal experience, so I can't say for sure. But that's what my impression was. There we go. That's better. I'm mixing a little bit of my Chimera with my scale, and they're really popping that up a little bit. Kind of feel like it needs some washes on this. It's looking gross. Okay, I need, where's that one flesh color? Here it is. Nope, that's black or brown. I need something lighter. Moonray flesh is too light. Let's do black or brown with some white in it. Making you want to buy all the paint. I'm not trying to pimp paint, guys. The only paint that I pimp is scale 75, but I'm not trying to pimp you guys out on Chimera. I like it, and I'll tell you when I like it. But you don't need it. Snork, hi, Katie Lynch, how's it going? I love picking that off. It's so satisfying. All right, there's that color, and I'm gonna thin that down with a little bit of my pink color a little bit. You guys see this? There we go. Oh yeah. Add a little satin medium to that. Ooh, the satin medium does not wanna, I don't know what, it doesn't wanna stay on it doesn't wanna stay on a wet palette for sure. All right, so we're gonna add There we go. Okay, glasses off. Gotta see if I can blend some of this a little bit better now. It looks kind of bruised. I think that's the goal here. Looks weird. This side here. A little bit of magenta. There's the brown. And a little bit of that weird flesh color that I made. Thank you for the follow. Am's level 7, how are you? All right, let's flip it around. It's looking beastly anyway. Let's see. Amberden says, bingo, you just confirmed my thinking on buying 2 sets of the artist colors. Although I may dig into my stash to see what artist colors I have, I'm pretty certain I have some tubes stashed somewhere, along with old-fashioned watercolor blocks and oils. I think I've binned my old enamels. Probably wouldn't want to use enamels on these. It probably wouldn't work too well, especially if they're old. Limited palette is great for lots of minis. And then I hear the opposite. My mind is frizzled. Aww, that's funny. Well, you know what? Just try things. Figure out what you like, because you might not want all these things. I have monument paints also. I just don't know where they are. I keep forgetting where they are. Those are really nice also. Actually, to be really honest, the monument paints for the price are great. Great quality. And you could probably, like I said, get some of the artist colors and use them with your other colors. All right, she's got this weird guy. Let's see. Figuring out his tongue. I want that to be satin for sure. Looking good. I'm pretty happy. Okay, now let's paint the teeth. So I want to make an ivory, so I'm going to make a little bit of flesh tone here. Mix that with some white. There we go. That's good enough. Make a tiny bit of brown in there so that it's not perfect. This monster reminds me of kind of a Studio Ghibli creature. I'm starting with this kind of off-white color, and then I can lighten it later. I like that so far. That looks good. Let's flip it around. Oop. What is on here? Doesn't have all the teeth in the back. Looks good. All right, let's do these one more time. Now we gotta paint the backs of these teeth so they don't just look pink. Sorry if you can't see this. Some of these angles are tricky when I'm on stream. There. That's pretty good. Now we can go with the white. Add a little bit more lightener to that, those colors, and then just hit the top of those teeth. Have I used the Winsor Newton Artist acrylics? Yes, I have. I have some. Do you know what I like better than the, I'll show you what I like. I have the Alklids. They're like oil mixable. I have a bunch of those from Winsor Newton. They take long to dry, but I do like those. That was perfect. We've all had that, like, what is this mark and how did it, so there's this, yeah, there's this weird thing on the back. I might have to cut off here. I think it's just a piece of sprue. I don't know why it's in the middle of his teeth. Ah, I just heard something crack. All right, I won't do that again. Okay. Hopefully that, oh, that was her wrist. Oh no. All right, well, we'll fix that later. Don't you hate that? That's even worse. That like, oh no, I heard something crack. And you remember that it's like, something that's not supposed to crack. Trying to use this brown on the back of this tongue back here. And a little bit more pink. Okay, and there's these little funny tongues down here too. Get all of them. The weird monster. Okay. That, I like that. The trick for me is getting the back to be as cool as the front. That satin medium really helped it though. Yep. They're the same paints known as the Monument Pro Acryl paint line. Yeah, exactly. Going from metal to plastic fig, your worst nightmare, breaking something when something is almost done. I know, right? It is so, it's very frustrating. We got a good start on her. Let's do, I see I can't let that go. I have to fix that arm. Otherwise I'm worried the whole thing will come apart. Here we go, a little bit of that. Okay. And I hold that. And put the top on. Okay, good, it's sticking. That's really good. Got these little points here. Probably need to be a more brown color actually. Oh my goodness, thank you for the subscription. Zombie Toast. I love that name. How are you? 7 months you have subscribed. Let's write down Zombie Toast. This is resin. This model is resin. She's crazy brittle. All right, Z0 MB1 3 T0 4. I like this Lead Speak Zombie Toast. I can still read it. You're sick, you have the plague. No, zombie. Don't come to Adepticon sick. Yes, feel better. All right, there, now she's not wiggling so much. I'm going to get out my little dry brush here. I'm gonna attempt to see what happens when I do a little dry brush on this. I'm using that scale 75 paint. Doing a very light touch. There's a little bit of red on the end here. There we go, that's better. And he's got a little weird face too. We're gonna paint that in. You have 2 eyeballs? He does. And let's get his tongue color. Now his little weird eyes. To do, let's see, to do the Monument Creature Caster acrylic have the same properties as the Scale Artist line without being heavy bodies. Yeah, I would say very, very similar. I would agree with that. I see them keep getting compared to normal scale. They're very similar to normal scale. I'd say they're like somewhere in between the artists and the normal scale. There we go. This is such a, I have to tell you, such a weird model. It's this little eyeball. Okay. Okay. I feel like I need to add a little white to some of the spots here. Oh, he's got little teeth. Little weird teeth. Who knows what this is on her back? And I'm gonna put his little eye. Make sure I put it in the right spot. It's like, it's over back on the back here. Got it, oh my gosh. Has anybody ever heard of the artist Andy Hopp? This creature reminds me of one of his creations. Andy's awesome. He's a friend of mine. Okay. I know I'm missing chat. Let me go back and check it. All right, hang on. I'm gonna take a little painting break and I'm gonna read chat. Hey Nazareth, thank you for that follow. All right, so here we're gonna read some. Hopefully cured good. Yeah, I hope that you're cured by then as well. No, it was Instar themselves. Okay, let's see. Shoshie, this is lucid dreaming. Do the monument, okay, we already answered that question. I definitely agreed to that. That was about the monument paints being real similar to the Scale 75 artist acrylics. I would say, you know what, the monument paints remind me of the P3s, only flat. That's what they remind me of. They wet blend really, really nice. They do, and they have a long drying time as well. So far that's my biggest beef about the Chimera colors, is they have hardly any drying time. So I have to work so fast, and I already work fast. So it's kind of frustrating, and I'm not sure how they address that. But yeah, everybody's painting style is not going to go with the Chimeras, I think. We'll see. I think everybody's painting style may not go with the artist acrylics either, because they might not like wet blending. They might like a different style. You're always suspicious when you don't see creepy. It's funny. Pascal won an army painter set, and it is scrambled about in the desk. What do you think? There's a few colors in army painter that I like, but there's a lot that I'm like not impressed with. Oh, Amberden got an army painter set as well. Awesome. All right. What is in the tank? It's time to see what's in the tank. Guys, if you want to see the geckos, let me see some emotes, okay? We have 2 geckos. They're African fat tails, and I will bring them out if I see emotes, if people want that, okay? I know sometimes people like it, but I want to make sure I'm not forcing it on you guys. Yeah. Oh, there's Rubbish Booty. Wants to see the geckos. Hell yeah. Let me see emotes. Okay, good. That's a beautiful emote, Pascal. Thumbs up. Okay. Geckos. Yep, we have 2 of them. They're really cute. All right, I'm going to get them out. Make sure I don't have my mic all over the place. Their little fake leaves came down there. There we go. All right, the first one is Ginger Biscuit. Come here, baby. There we go. This is Ginger Biscuit, if I can get back in my own chair without dropping her. There we go. There she is. She's like, what's there? What are you looking at? There's her little fat butt tail. Here's an overhead look of her. Did you see her blep? They've gained some weight over the winter because they've been eating a lot better since it's getting warmer out now. And so they're a nice good weight now. This is Ginger Biscuit. Yeah, she's shy. They're both shy. She's sort of albino. There's amelanistic, so she has a light color, but she's not completely albino. I think amelanistic means like lacking melanin. All right, so that's Ginger Biscuit. She's like, I'm happy to be back in my can here. Let's see what I'm doing. Peppercorn is a little bit more skittish, so I have to see what I'm doing with her. I don't want to spook her. Come here, Peppercorn. There we go. She just shed recently, so she looks gorgeous. This is Peppercorn. Is she pretty? It's kind of dark. There we go. Don't fall off. Easier to see her here. Holy cow. Anamar, I think that's how I say you. We are just showing off my geckos. Thank you so much for that raid. Holy cow, guys, defend. Defend my gecko, defend her. Yes, she's like they're like little dragons. They're like so cool. Defend. So Peppercorn is like 2 years old and Ginger Biscuit is 3. So Peppercorn's just a little bit smaller. Yeah, they're African fat tail geckos. I've got 2. So we're just showing them off. You just happened to raid at a good time. Oh my gosh, Pascal, is that like a frog emote? That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna put them back. I'll show the raiders Ginger Biscuit one more time before she goes into her little cave. Come here, Ginger Biscuit. This is my other one, Ginger Biscuit. She has a British name. I always say that because we call cookies. Well, oh, she's so cute. She's trying to burrow into my fingers. Let the gecko army advance. There you go, little girl. They're gonna be getting a bioactive tank not pretty soon, but after we get back from Australia, we're gonna do a full bioactive. So I don't think I'll be getting them out nearly as much because it'll be so much more effort to do that. So luckily you get to see them. All right, so we were in the middle of painting this gal. This is the last bard from Kingdom Death. And by the way, how do I say your name? Let me see. Anamar, give Anamar a follow. Let's take a look. See if I can. There you are. I'm gonna follow you back. You got some elves. That's so cute. All right, let me see. I am gonna give you a follow now. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. I'm gonna add you as a friend. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put the lid. That might help keep them in. They do escape sometimes too. They are escape wizards. It's another reason why I want to get bioactive because our other tank. Thank you. Good, I got your name right. Ginger Biscuit's a cool name. Yeah. Most of the time a soil that is picking them out of the tank is harder. Yeah, exactly. I don't think we'll be picking them out of the tank that much. Might be able to lure them to a feeding area. That might be the best I can do. Because I do plan on putting a little feeding area. We've got some, we feed them with dubia roaches now. We just started feeding them with those. And they love them. Arjun Own, do you have geckos or any kind of reptiles? I'm finding that there's a surprising amount of crossover with mini painting and reptile ownership. I did not expect that. Oh, cool. You're doing traditional sculpting and painting minis related to that. That's awesome. I'll definitely have to catch one of your streams, Anamar. How often do I need to feed them? Well, that's why I think they were getting a little chunk, because I think we were feeding them almost every day, just a little bit. But I think we're gonna go to like every other day, because they don't need to eat that often. You don't have reptiles, you're a bit scared of them. Oh, but you have 2 aquariums. Oh, and you like aquascaping. Nice. Oh, thanks, Anamar. This is such a weird figure. She's got this weird instrument. Arjunone, thank you for that follow. Welcome. So I teach painting. Today is less of a teaching day because we got a brand new set of paints and we got this weird figure. It's more of kind of like me figuring things out. Thank you for that follow, Anamar. Welcome, guys. So yeah, we're on every Friday and Monday from 2:30 to 4:30 GMT -6, which is Central Time. 2:30 to 4:30 Central Time, which is Chicago time. If you need help converting that. All right, I like this satin medium a lot. It's made a big difference in whether things are crunchy or not. So okay, let me add this eyeball. He's got a really weird, I gotta add a couple things to this because he's got an outline right here. Right there. He's got another one up here. And then he's got a little circle eyeball right there. That is weird. There's another eyeball. I'm gonna make this one a little bit more magenta colored. See if I can get this to be the right color. When my glasses are off, it means I can't see the screen. So if you want to get my attention, do @Shoshie's Minis, and it's so much easier. And then when I check chat, I won't miss your questions for me, or you're talking to me. Okay. They're so weird, little eyeballs. Okay. That looks good. Okay, let's do the legs real quick because the legs are simple and then we can get those glued on because he's got these weird, where did that little cup go? Gotta put my glasses on. I'll read chat while I've got it. Making sure I didn't miss things. Okay, you want to get a dog, but your parents will kick you out of the house. Oh no. Yeah, you might have to wait. Oh, here it is. Okay, found the legs. That's her base. And then I've got this little sprue of legs, which they need repainting because they need to have the satin medium on them. This this creature is very weird. Right. Yeah, that satin medium makes a big difference. These are the weird little monster legs. So she's got this, I'm gonna just call it a flute, but it's not. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of gloss varnish from Vallejo. Ooh, it's coming out fast. All right. What paints? I've got 3 different paints right now. I've got Scale 75 Artist Acrylics, the brand new ones. And I have some of the new Chimera colors. And what else do I have? The other Scale 75 Fantasy and Game set, like that. We're using a bunch of different paints today from some companies that just came out with brand new paints. And my followers are trying very hard not to buy them. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, that needs to dry. There's little suctions on the bottom of them. They're so weird. So this is the weird, it's like got little weird things coming there. All right. We just have to let that dry. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of pink over here. And a little magenta. This magenta is very pigmented, which I really like, but it's also, whew, it's very strong. Makes a good glaze. Okay, I think these are dry enough. Not quite. That's very unlike Kingdom Death. They are not known to have weird creatures. Runs off giggling. Exactly. Exactly. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do because it's gonna make my life a lot easier. I need to paint this black real quick. We've got a few minutes left, and so what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna finish painting this base real quick, and then we'll put her on the base so she'll be ready to go. And I cannot promise that I'm going to not keep painting on her, because you guys know sometimes I get on a roll and that I like to get stuff finished. So I may keep painting on her, and we might have something new to paint on Monday. But it'll probably, actually, you know what, for sure. We're gonna paint this girl on Monday for sure, because I need to get her painted before my class. So we'll do a whole, like, basically a paint along version of this, of how I would teach it step by step. And so people in my classes will be able to do my skin tones even if they forgot everything they learned. So, and she has a booty. Yes, I do play Kingdom Death. I love it. I paint it. I commission paint for, you know, Kingdom Death, and I also play, and it's one of my favorite games. I have a ton of these models. And then I'm going to be teaching at Adepticon this weekend, and I'm teaching basically a skin tones class. So I'll be showing how I do my skin tones on this model, and we'll make a whole video of how to paint her. Okay, this one is the Spider Silk Assassin, if you want to get this one. Yeah, KD, yes. Female, yes. Has a booty, of course, exactly. I've got a pen somewhere here. Hold on. Somewhere I have this is it. All right, I've got my drill. I think I want to put it right there. And this is I can't remember, somebody told me what this drill was called, but I really like it. It makes it easy to do smaller smaller things that you need to drill. It was a Genuine Vision might have shown me this. There we go. The Gorm has a booty. It does. It does have a booty. Great. You're currently researching for a group to play Kingdom Death, like a Warhammer 40K, but it's not progressing that great. Do you have the game, Arjanone? Also, you should look in the. We have a group on Facebook. It's the largest fan group, and it's called. Oh man, I just got paint on my nail job. There we go. It's called By Lantern's Light, a Facebook fan group, a Facebook Kingdom Death fan group. You'd break your bits in half. I know, I usually would too, but I'm trying to be careful. It's slow too, that's the other thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. Let me see if I have another drill somewhere that I can use. Yes, I do. Let's try to put this bit in this other drill. Archimedes drill. Thank you, Spear. You're the one that told me about that last time, weren't you? Here we go. Oh. I lost it. The Archimedes drill ate my bit. There it is. Okay, and this is called a pin vise. A pin drill, pin vise. Either one. You're based in the Netherlands. That's the biggest problem. Yeah. Well, there are people in the Netherlands that play. So you'll be able to find them on that group. You can post on that group and say, hey, is there anybody who is near me who can play? You wish you could take the class Lucid Dreaming. Too bad you're not going to Adepticon. I know, I understand. So I'm already bending this drill. I already broke the drill. Oh man. Maybe I can try to use just the end of it. Actually, the end of it's working better. That's funny. That's working better than the whole drill bit. When you got your KDM, you took it into your figs within a month. There were suddenly 7 copies of KDM there. Ah, that's funny. All right, let's see if I can put her pin down in there. Gotta take off this sticky tack. There we go. Dry fit it and then see how much depth. It doesn't have much depth, but we're gonna clip it short and then glue her the rest of the way. Find my clippers. There they are. All right. We've got a few Dutchies that watch this show, so maybe... Oh no. Oh. I just pushed that pin into her leg. JB Mini and Hobbies, thank you for the follow. Maybe I can get it out with a magnet. Let me see, where is the magnet that I have? That's a bummer. Well, where did the other piece of the pin that I had go? Here it is. I clipped it way too short. Boo. All right, so we're just gonna glue it on and pray. That's what we always do here. Okay, I'm gonna hold it on. Still not sticking, so that means I'm going to try to use a little bit of this stuff. just a little bit of Insta-Set. It helps the super glue cure faster. Find a magnet. Yeah, I tried. Here we go. That's better. Nice. Not a bad figure. It's just a weird figure. All right, I'm going to get these little legs because I feel like they're going to be dangling. I'm scared. I should have put the legs on before. Now it's going to be too late. Okay, I have an X-Acto. So one time I took my Kingdom Death box outside the house. I took it to a friend's house and they just happened to have a big dog. And one of my cards fell on the ground and the dog chewed it up bad. And I never took it outside the house again because you know with KD you can't replace that stuff. All right, so we're gonna change stuff because that did not work. So what happened was I had to take her off the base, and now I'm gonna have to shave off this primer that's on here. It's totally fine. So what happened was these little legs did not reach the ground. They're still not gonna reach the ground, I don't think. I don't know what to do. There's not much I can do. We'll just put them in. Tap the excess off here. That one goes right there. Wire shears work better for pinning if they don't leave a sharp edge that can be pushed back into a resin model. Oh, that's a good idea. No, you would have had a heart attack. I know, I cause people to have heart attacks sometimes on this program. Sorry, lucid dreaming. Okay, let's do this here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna have to build up something so that this creature is actually standing on something. So she's on a different level because he's not gonna reach. So it's okay that we took her off because we'll have to make some kind of basing for it anyway. But at least we got him started. Such a weird model. Das Nutter. Hello, how are you? Thank you for the follow. Is that a German name? Das Nutter? If you saw the frogging advert on your YouTube during Kickstarter, that was you? Oh, Frog Dog. Nice. There he is, Das Nutter. You're the priest in the Church of Frog Dog. All hail Frog Dog. That's awesome, Katie. You know, okay, so I'm looking at this model and I'm actually way happier with her than I thought I would be with how she's turning out. And she's just, like I said, she's a strange model. You know, maybe I need to cut the back feet. The back heels might be a little bit tall. Nope, they're right. Can you share a link? Katie, can you whisper that to Amberden or one of my other mods? I'm gonna look for someone. Put some texture terrain, exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. I've got some of that. All right, we're gonna look for somebody to host. I'm gonna put in the chat, Mad Love. We always do this for anybody we're gonna raid. All right. Slugbaum, we're about ready to go. It's about the time to go. So you have to come back Monday. We're gonna probably, I don't know if we're gonna be painting her or not, but we'll be definitely no, I take that back. We're gonna be painting the Spider Silk Assassin. Thank you, McLeod. Yes, come back on Monday. We're gonna paint the Spider Silk Assassin. I'll show you guys her real quick. Wait, not that one. Did I unmic myself? Okay, good. This is what we're gonna be painting on Monday. Okay? So let's look for somebody to host. Bear with me. We're gonna host Maharoon. She is on. Let's see. Also, let's see. Studio J is painting. He's cosplaying. Yeah, we're gonna do Maharoon. She's awesome. Or there's a sculptor on here, Joxel. He's pretty good too. He's doing some. He's not doing hand sculpting though. We'll do Maharoon. Okay. All right, guys, mad love to you guys. We'll be back 2:30 to 4:30 on Monday. Then Wednesday and Friday I'll be at Adepticon, but keep an eye on my social medias because I'll be posting photos and videos and everything for you guys to check out, so you'll have something to look at while I'm gone. And yeah, thank you guys for showing up. I really, really appreciate it, and we have a lot of fun. All right, guys, you have a good one. Go say hi to Maharoon for me.
Watch your